were able to successfully walk them through these steps and get them to the resolution. What's the what's the impact that you see on them that this has had, and what's the impact on you?
It's the ones that's been working with me longer. They're just like ready for really advanced stuff, and they see conflict kind of like I do. It's like, wow, here's another opportunity. This is great. Whereas the folks that are still newer, they're like, oh no, 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 these people are terrible. Oh my God, right? Like they're still blaming and naming the upset customers as the problem, and so we just need to kind of get them further through their journey, and so that they can start sharing my analysis around actually conflict is somebody really trusting you with an unmet need that they think that you could be an agent of help, right? This is your public service time right now if you're ready for it.
I love that. Conflict is someone trusting you with their unmet need. That's a very
Mm-hmm.
interesting way of thinking about that, because trust doesn't seem like a word I would naturally put into that sentence, but I can
Mm-hmm.
see it now.
A lot of us have feelings of conflict as, well, I got made invisible, I got made wrong, blah, 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 blah. And so we have these unresolved conflicts that we now determine that that's what conflict actually is. And it's not. Conflict is simply a single point in time where somebody has an unmet need and they see you as an agent who somehow could take care of that for them. And they might be really inarticulate about what that need is, but for some reason, you're the lucky person that they think could make a change. So it could be a systemic change or an interpersonal change that they seek, and your job is just to be like that social anthropologist, like what's going on here. I see that this is really a burr in your saddle. Let's see if we can figure this out together.
I'm kind of blown away by the idea of someone coming to me with an issue, someone coming to me with, you know, with a conflict, being able to tell myself, oh, like, what a gift. This person's entrusting me
Mm-hmm.
with their unmet need. And, it again, it probably doesn't feel like trust, but if I could think about that, that would be powerful. And then seeing
Uh-huh.
it's, conflict that seems, bared teeth and bare knuckle, sort of like, in your face, but it's that unmet need part. You've talked about you haven't used the word inner child, but the young one in me.
Mm-hmm.
And thinking about unmet need, you're able to visualize the young one in that person who's
Mm-hmm.
coming at you with, um, you know, grand gestures and big eyes and loud voice, and it's
Yep.
there's this little person in you
Yeah.
that is feeling something really big at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of lovely, and I love the idea of taking on this sense of, I don't know, of stewardship, or what the right word is here, but
Yeah,
like
I like
that.
to use the word Sherpa because it's their journey, right? They're the ones that are
Mm.
seeking resolution, but hopefully you're walking alongside of them because you have the flashlight.
What do you know to be true about being a conflict resolutionary?
If you start looking at conflict as it shows up in your life as a way to increase your own self awareness, you're going to go far. It's just an amazing insight into every place that either you've been hurt, every place that you've bought into some really screwy paradigms around how power works, or every place that you might not be listening to your body well. Like all of those three things are going to happen just in the rawness and the tension of this situation.
Hmm.
And the beautiful thing about conflict is because we do get raw and we do get like fully invested in its outcome, that's also where the greatest opportunity is, because we're less likely just to play nice and say one thing and do another thing, because It does feel really life or death.
Is there something that you might have believed about resolution early on that you've come to learn not to be true?
Changing my definition of power, I think, has been the most critical thing for me. Just like constantly unwrapping and unfurling every layer of this crazy hierarchy that we've all inherited. And the bad news about our implicit biases is we don't think that they're running the show because they're always in the background. But when we get stressed, that's actually how we make decisions. When we believe that our survival is questioned, or our social rank is questioned, um, that's when things get ugly. And so we're seeing this play out a lot in what's going on right now when people are talking about the war in Israel. We see this playing out within our law enforcement communities. We're seeing like all of these places where implicit bias that was just politely under wraps is now front and center, right, in our lives, and on our front pages. Um, and I just really encourage people, like, don't don't let that stuff fool you. Like, look a little bit deeper around the role that race plays, the role that um, class plays, in these conflicts.